I noticed yesterday as I drove home that all the Christmas lights are on now, aren't they? On the houses, on the shops, in the streets. And I think it's great, it looks superb now. Everything is aglow, everything's glittering away in false beneficence. Now, I know a lot of people don't celebrate Christmas for many reasons, but I do, and I absolutely love it. I was on my way back from a friend's after we'd deciding what we're going to do on Christmas Day. We always do this. What are we going to buy? And every year we say, like, we're not going to buy as much for our food, but this year we're getting better every year at it. And this year I think we're going to get it sorted. We're going to have a simple day with simple foods and fine wines and good company, and hopefully at the end of the day, after a nice conversation, I will beat her at our usual traditional Scrabble competition. We will have taken the dogs out, which will be nice. We always do this because there's just us 2 and 3 dogs. And we'll spend the afternoon cooking with a nice glass of wine and just chatting and relaxing, and then eating, and then perhaps a Christmas film, something like that. But it will be very simple and very nice, with good company, good food, good wine, and that's all I ask of the day. It's funny, isn't it? Now we're getting close to Christmas, all the shops are lit up, the streets are full of people, and everyone's moving with a purpose. But it's not kind of a positive purpose. It's a gritty, determined purpose. I will get through this kind of thing. And is it good? Should this be what it's all about? But as this all gets quicker and busier and more determined, I kind of slow down. It's like a subconscious thing. I can't help myself. I just go against the grain subconsciously. My mind seems to put into play Nigel's 3rd law of motion. For every upsurge in bullshit, there will be an equal and opposite downsurge in giving a toss. And that's the way I like to play it. But there's nothing I can do about it. I do. And I find myself getting into that mood. No, I think it's because I've kind of made my plans, and they're very simple. My plans only concern what food are we getting for the day, what wine are we getting for the day, and that's it. And it's done, and it's simple, and that way I can enjoy it without all this expectations that Christmas and the commercialism of Christmas puts on so many people. Not everyone. I've noticed in my comments there are a lot of very eminently sensible people out there across the globe who eschew the commercialism of Christmas. And good for you, and well done. And those who want to spend and have a nice big rowdy Christmas with the families, good for you, well done. Neither of us see our family on Christmas Day. We just don't want to. Doesn't mean we love them any less, but we will see them over Christmas. But we were talking about, there's a big debate going on at the moment, and it's mad. People are saying, should you charge people towards the food for Christmas Day? Now, I think that is the reasoning of lunatics. It's just weird. Why would dirty lucre change hands over Christmas? I just don't. It devalues everything. Charge somebody for Christmas Day. I don't know. You do it this year, I'll do it next year. Or, tell you what, I'll do one dish, you do another dish, Auntie Edna can do another dish, blah, 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 throughout the family, and then everybody's happy. I don't see where this is kind of... I know there's a celebration going on. Let's stick our little agenda in there, because everybody seems to have an agenda. Everybody seems to have an opinion, but the trouble is that many people think their opinion is not an opinion, it's a fact. And they then impose that on other people. I think you should I think, that's all it is, it's just I think. It's nothing else. Shut your mouth. Get off. Get on your bike. Go away. I think people should pay other people to go in on Christmas. No. That wouldn't work in my family. I don't know, it's just strange and awkward and embarrassing to be giving people pound notes on Christmas Day towards the stuffing and the bread sauce and the pigs in blankets and the roast potatoes and the turkey and the parsnips and the sprouts and the Christmas pudding and the cheese board and the wine and the whiskey. I've just named a list, so what you do, you split that list up amongst you, if that's what you want to do. Or if you want to do it yourself, you do it yourself, and all is good. Why does Christmas Day have to throw up more problems than good times? It does, doesn't it? It's like competition. We live in a competition era, don't we? I'm sure it wasn't always like this. I'm sure we weren't always competing for who has the biggest wedding, who has the best holiday, who has the biggest car, who does the best Christmas. I'm sure it wasn't always like this. You hear that crow? Beautiful. Come on, Moll. But these are the inevitable problems that Christmas grows up. It has become a time for people to display the wealth, or the wealth that they think they have and they haven't got, or the wealth that they've got on tick on HP. Look at all the shiny trinkets and baubles that I have. Come to my house and see what I own. Come to my house and let me tell you about how well I am doing in life. Time for petty grievances. It's like funerals, isn't it, Christmas? At the end of the night, fueled by a little too much alcohol, people will start falling out. People will start just having a dig, whispering in each other's ears. And pretty soon, there's a family argument going on, or somebody's sitting crying in the kitchen. That really isn't what it's about, is it? It really isn't. And I think these are all good excuses for paring it back a bit and not getting sucked into all this spending. Because what you do, you go out and spend an absolute fortune on what you're going to do for Christmas Day, on the food and the decorations and the crackers and bits of presents and blah, blah, blah. And that puts you under a heck of a lot of pressure. So no, you're already under pressure. But then you do all this work and then you're looking for approbation, you're looking for praise, aren't you? Because you've put in a heck of a lot of work and expense. And if that praise doesn't come, or doesn't come in the abundance that you think it should come, then you feel bitter about it. And then Fred wants to watch one thing on the telly, and Bertha wants to watch something else on the telly. Somebody don't want to watch anything. Somebody just wants to have a few drinks and then talk loudly over everybody else. And all these people are crammed into a space, into a house that is normally home for 2 or 3 people. But now you've got 15 and 16, all competing for space on the couch. Those who haven't got space on the couch are perched on dining chairs and resenting it. And then they have a drink and they resent it even more. And Joe had more roast potatoes than you, and I'm sure that Ethel had another slice of turkey more than me. I'm sure of it. And did you see how Bill was drinking all the wine, not giving anybody else a chance? Do you recognise this? Has this happened to you? Have you been in this situation? Do you need to be in this situation? It's almost like a comedy. There was a sitcom on telly years ago in the 70s, a play. Was it Jonathan Miller play? I'm not sure. Abigail's Party. Anybody who remembers who's old enough and English and remembers Abigail's party, you will know exactly what I mean. But it doesn't have to be that way, and it's not going to be that way for me, for us. And I am now looking forward to it, and we both said after we'd sat down, and it took us about 10 minutes to decide what we were doing and when we were doing the shopping. And after that, we just took the dogs for a walk and chilled. And it was all sorted, but it needed sorted, so it was in about 10 minutes. And we both said, wow, I'm really looking forward to Christmas Day now, because we've done it before many times and we know what it's going to be like. We know that atmosphere in the kitchen when we're cooking with a glass of wine. We know the meal's going to be quiet, with conversation that we can hear over the racket of other people trying to talk over each other. Just the clink of knives. Probably carols going on in the other room, just about within earshot. And I'm looking forward to it. And that's Christmas. And then we've got bacon and egg for Boxing Day. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas for a lot of people who don't celebrate Boxing Day. I know some people on the continent in Europe celebrate Boxing Day, but I don't think they call it Boxing Day. It's just like another day in Christmas, but it's a national holiday just like it is over here, and it's the day when we shall spend it walking the dogs, chilling, watching a bit of telly, eating up the leftovers like you always do, turkey sandwiches. And that will be another great day. And I'm so looking forward to that as well. So, Christmas Day, the weather will probably be damp and wet. The dog walks will be muddy and submerged. The carols on the telly will probably try to cut through the general malaise. And the news will probably be all bad. And I will be loving every single minute of it. And I hope you do too. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I just hope that you have a nice day. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day every day. An especially nice day when people across the world are celebrating Christmas. You do you, but make sure you have a nice day. Come out in solidarity with us and have a grand day. And we shall see you on the flip. Peace and love.